Hey guys, welcome to the first of the month and a brand new video made just for you. Today we are talking about how to deal with bullies and difficult people in our lives. After working with over 3,000 middle school students and teaching in schools for over 10 years, I've come up with 4 killer ways to deal with difficult people. Well, welcome back. If you're joining us for the very first time, or maybe it's been a while, I'm creating a brand new video the first day of every month based on the content that you guys want me to make. I read every single comment, direct message on Instagram, and emails. And so these videos are created just for you. This channel does not exist so that I can hear my own voice. It exists so that you can become your best self. So if you're not already, consider becoming a subscriber and adding your voice to the conversation so that you can steer this channel to help you with the issues and the difficulties that you're currently going through. Now, every single one of us has been on the giving and receiving end of hurtful words and actions. I cringe a little bit at the term bully because I feel like it's overused and over-dramatized. But whether you want to call it bullying or harassment or hurtful words, we have all experienced the sting of somebody else's unkindness or disrespect toward us. And so I want to highlight 4 key strategies that you can specifically employ if you're dealing with people that are difficult. First, you need to know and understand that you are dealing with an insecure person. Call it what it is: insecurity. The reason that somebody would lash out against you, exclude you, spread rumors about you, or say hurtful things about you is because they themselves are insecure. You see, secure people don't go around putting other people down. People who are confident with who they are, who understand their value, don't go around stepping on other people so that they themselves feel taller. You need to know and understand that the person that you're dealing with is insecure, and that is the source of the hurtfulness that they are projecting upon you, is their own insecurity. Now you're saying, how does this help me? It helps you in a couple ways. First, when you understand that somebody else is insecure and that's the source of their hatefulness, you can actually separate yourself emotionally from it, even just momentarily. I know that it still hurts, but you can separate yourself emotionally from that, and you can begin to shield yourself from the hate, knowing and understanding that it's coming from a place of insecurity. You can actually practice empathy upon this person rather than believing what they say or allowing it to hurt you. Let me give you a quick example that kind of relates. I have a 2-year-old son, and every day my most exciting moment is coming home from school and having him run up and give me a big hug and talk to me about his day. The other day I come home and Caleb doesn't run up to me, so I run up to him and go to pick him up, and he stiff arms me in the face and says, "Go back to school, Dad." Now normally that would crush my heart inside my chest, but I knew from his mother telling me that he had only taken a 20-minute nap and did not even have a snack that day. So I was dealing with a tantrum, tyrannical 2-year-old who was extremely tired. And so I knew that the place wasn't coming from that he didn't actually like me or want to see me, but it was coming from the crankiness within inside himself. All that to say, hurt people hurt people. And when you can begin to understand and realize that the reason that somebody is putting you down or spreading rumors about you or excluding you is because of their own deep insecurity or hurt or self-loathing, then you can practice that empathy toward them, and you can shield yourself from believing, even for a second, that what they are saying is true. Now, before I go on, I must point out that many of us, the bully that we face most often is right in our own head. We are our greatest bully. We harass ourselves or hurt ourselves more than anybody else. And so if you're about to click off this video because you don't deal with some mean girl at lunch that spits hatefulness at you, or some bully that picks you up by your ankles and shakes the lunch money out of your pockets, you're not off the hook. Because you and I both know and understand the damage that we can cause by the hatefulness and the hurtfulness that we spit on ourselves inside our own head. And I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. But don't think that you're off the hook. The second strategy that you need to imply is that you mustn't believe the lie. Because the worst thing that we can do if we're being bullied or harassed is to start to believe what they are saying about us is true, and allowing that to impact how we feel about ourselves or our own value. So don't believe the lie. And especially if you are slinging that upon yourself, you need to stop that and realize that that hate or that excessive criticism of yourself is coming from deep insecurity of yourself. And that's something that you need to work on. And if you're like, that's me, I need to work on that, go back and click, maybe there's a little link popping up here, go back on the channel and listen to the videos about how to be more confident and how to be less anxious and how to have more value in yourself. I don't have time to talk about that right now, but thankfully this channel exists for you, and there's lots of videos that do talk about that. The third strategy is to tell someone. Tell someone. Tell somebody what you're going through. Open up and talk to them about something that's going on, even if you're telling on yourself. Hey, I'm really struggling with this right now, and I'm just in a negative way. I keep saying terrible stuff about myself. Reach out. Be vulnerable. Open yourself up to somebody else. Or, hey, this girl keeps texting me these mean and hateful things, and I don't know what to do. It's really starting to get to me. Talk to someone. I can't tell you how many young people I work with and deal with who let this all bottle up and keep it all inside. Because one of the mistakes that we make when we feel bully or harm from other people or from ourselves is shame. And when we feel ashamed, we tend to hide rather than confide. Hey, that rhymed. But we tend to hide rather than to open up and to tell somebody that what we're dealing with. And that's the worst thing we can possibly do. And many of us want to open up and talk to our friends, which is great. But what's even better is to talk to somebody who's been in a situation that you've been in, right? If I'm going to go climb Mount Everest, I'm going to talk to somebody who has climbed Mount Everest, not somebody else who wants to and is like reading blogs on how to climb Everest. Many of you make the mistake of seeking advice from your peers. They've never been a teenager before. Find somebody with a little bit more gray in their hair and talk to them about what they went through or some of the situations that they can actually speak to because they've been there. And I know that's easier said than done. But it's important to utilize people in your life and trusted adults that can speak to the situation that you're in because they've already been there. The fourth strategy, and probably most important, is break the cycle. I cannot stress this enough, and I wish I could go back and take my own advice on this one. You see, I was made fun of. I was hurt. I was cut down every single day in middle school. I hated it. See, I was really short and I had buck teeth and a bowl cut and a high squeaky voice. I was an easy target for criticism and hurtful words, right? And I remember many days coming home from school not wanting to go back and crying, talking to my mom because of what people had said or people had done. But I didn't break the cycle. You see, I didn't practice what I preach now. I knew how bad it hurt to be cut down, but I went and did the same thing to other people. I'd get excluded over here, and then I'd exclude somebody here. And that's what we do. We get in this cycle of negativity and hurtfulness, and we end up putting other people down when we should be doing the opposite. And this has got to stop. I feel like all of my videos end up talking on this same topic. I end up in this same place every single time. And some of you who watched a lot of them are like, yep, here he goes again. But I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep speaking it. I'm going to keep preaching it through my microphone until we fix it or I die trying. Become a part of the solution rather than being a part of the problem. The cure for your own insecurity, the antidote for the hate that you're receiving is not more hate. It's love. And as cliche as that seems and sounds, if you're receiving hate and hurtfulness over here and you look to go and be a light for somebody else and show love to somebody else, or maybe even throw that hate back with a little love with a pretty bow tied on top and a smile behind it, you will realize that you will gain the confidence that you need to fight through this struggle. You realize that you begin to gain the inner strength and power and security within your own self to actually break this cycle, to let this roll off, to let this hate roll off of you, to call it what it is insecurity, and to be a light for somebody else. And so many of you out there who are hurting or who are being hurt by other people would do well to take this advice and look to find somebody in your life that you can be a light for, that you can encourage, that you can love on. rather than dwelling on the hate that's coming from over here. And I promise you, you will gain the strength and the power and the tenacity that is required for this fight called life. Because this life it's a beautiful mess. It is a battleground and not a playground. It is a fight that is worth fighting because you are worth fighting for. And don't even begin for a second to believe the lie that somebody else is saying about you or that you're saying about you, because you are worth it. You are lovely. You are powerful. You are strong. You have a future. You have people that only you can reach. And so it's vitally important that you actually take this home, that you make it real for yourself, and you begin to understand and realize that you are not the hateful things that people say or the exclusion that you feel. You are you. You are amazing. And you can change the world one person at a time. See, we need to crush criticism with compassion. We need to tackle tyranny with tenderness. We need to kill cruelty with kindness. We need to harness hate with hugs and high fives and helpful words. We need to return that hate with some love. And when we do that, we gain the strength and the fortitude that we need for this fight. You often become the answer to your own prayer when you stop soaking in the sadness of the situation and you begin to shine light and to shine love on the people around you that you can. Test these out. I guarantee you, if you put these 4 strategies in place, your situation will improve even just a little bit. Keep fighting because you are worth fighting for. And share this video with one person, just one person who you feel like needs it, who could benefit from it. I can't tell you how many people I have heard from whose life or perspective has been changed just because one person sent them a link. Announcement time. This video was part 1 of a how-to series that I am creating based on what you guys want it to be about. Consider subscribing and consider commenting even right now below. What do you want the next video to be about? I've had a handful of suggestions already from dedicated subscribers who have said they want to see how to be less anxious, or how to have an awesome marriage, or how to not be stupid with money, or how to help somebody who is suicidal, or how to start liking yourself. But I want to hear more. Become a part of the conversation. This channel exists for you. Check out our last video over here. Subscribe and send this video to somebody who needs it. We love you guys. God bless.